Alright, so good evening. Fast review on some amazing game that I've played. Pretty much sold it out right there. We're talking about a good old classic from my childhood. This is the very first one. This is the second one. The game that came out is the actual real follow-up to this one. And it feels exactly like this one. But many, many, many years later. Honestly, it's just amazing. I still own all my originals. One of my favorites right there on the GBA when Atlus remade it. That's something else. You gotta own it. I still own everything. I didn't whip out my whole Double Dragon collection. But Double Dragon 4, let's talk about it. Rent or buy. Definitely, I'll explain why. Because of the nostalgia, the gameplay feels exactly, because I never really, for me, like Double Dragon 3 off the NES. Any versions. I so do own every single version of Double Dragon that I love. I got a pricey one right here, very rare, on the Atari Lynx. Pretty much have them all, except for Double Dragon 3 on the NES. Never ever liked it. And this game that came out is the actual, we'll say 3, but it's Double Dragon 4, the follow-up of Double Dragon 2. It follows the story right away. And that's a classic. If you buy the NES Mini, it's on it and everything. I'll explain why. The nostalgia, the moves, you got new moves. There's new moves with the characters. It's really cool. They're implemented in there, but it feels like it would be like in the good old days, the moves. You feel right at home, really easy to do. When you get up move, you can just knock an enemy one shot. They added new enemies, but the older ones are still there. The stage design and everything is really awesome. Some levels are really frustrating and full of surprises. I haven't finished it yet. I'm up to level 9. I don't want to spoil it. I want to redo it because I died and I used all my continues, but I got a feeling if I redo it, just like in the good old days, you have to be persistent. It's going to be a knockout. I'm going to get there and finish it. Just like the good old days. It feels Double Dragon Neon when it came out. It just felt like a newer one, right? But it wasn't as well, it was good. It was satisfying, but not as much as the Double Dragon 4. Honestly, to me, having the older graphics, the older gameplay, with the new moves, new enemies, it's tough. I'll give you that. It is tough. Try to play with a friend. Try to play with a friend that is as good as you, also. But playing by yourself is really hard. If you watch my gameplay part 1, 2, and 3, I get my ass kicked like all the time. But honestly, really awesome job on this title. I give it way 2 thumbs up. And a must buy for any Double Dragon fan. More than Neon. Neon was great. Neon was actually really almost perfect. It's just, it was 3D and everything. I had nothing against it, but the fact that going back with the back of the graphics, you can still go back any day and play this, and if you feel right at home. In fact, they put it on the NES Mini also, so. Double Dragon 4 is like, you just follow up directly to this. It's the same graphics, Billy and everything, and the more you play through the game, you unlock characters for the dual mode. When you used to fight your brother, you know, dual mode in Double Dragon 1? One versus the other, the very first PvP. Honestly, though, negatively, the stage are kind of shorts, really short. Really short. Some stages are really short. I was fascinated by that. You go through levels really fast, but they're tough. You get a group on like 6, 7 guys around you. Those new guys with the hand sticking out. They're kind of tough. Regular enemies. Some regular enemies are tougher than the bosses. So, Bobo is not as tough as he used to. That's pretty much it. But definitely a joyride back through time. What we need to this day, it just shows that graphics don't matter. The gameplay stays original in this soul of a game the way it is. You don't have to revamp the whole thing. There's something about it. honestly, must buy, must own. It's $9.49 on PlayStation Network right now. So go check it out.